quickly, how did things work tonight? You know, in terms of parking, traffic, inflow. I mean, what were some
So
of the?
anytime you take an old stadium and you put it to its absolute maximum capacity, right? There's always going to be some challenges, but we love Cashman Field. I'll start the conversation that way, and I'll end the conversation that way. Uh, are there things that we're going to improve for next week? Absolutely. Are there things from center plate to LVCVA to the city to us that we can do better? Absolutely.
What are those things?
I think we've got to have a debrief, Alan, right? So to really figure out exactly what that is, right? But we got to make sure of, hey, as we're selling out, of making sure that we're communicating that properly to fans, right? Making sure we're communicating that properly to Metro, communicating that properly to LVCVA with the stadium, with the parking, and then just making sure with the concession lines and everything else. But these are all good problems to have, right? To have over 10,000 people in the building for a team that's never played a game, there are no complaints tonight. But we've already had conversations with the stadium and with center plate of how do we further maximize that fan experience.
For you personally, like you said a few months ago, you kind of had this vision to see it all come together. What was it like?
You want my honest opinion? I think we've just hit the tip of the iceberg. I honest to God think we've just hit the tip of the iceberg. We still are the whole fan base still doesn't fully understand being a soccer culture, right? And I saw 100 flags there. By the end of the year, it's going to be 500 flags, right? I saw the singing and dancing and cheering behind the goal of 2 sections. By the end of the year, it's going to be 7 sections. I saw out in the fan zone, some people are looking at very kind of an American tailgate type situation. That's going to continue to change as to how that fan experience goes. So I look at this whole project as a marathon, right? It's a marathon, not a sprint. Obviously, I want to sprint as much as we can right out of the gate. But this is just the beginning, and I really, really believe we've only tapped the very top of what we can be as a soccer city.
How'd you feel about the on-the-field performance, what you saw out of your team?
You know, I honestly didn't see a lot of the actual match, so I actually want to go back home and watch KCLV on my DVR. Yeah, shaking hands and kissing babies. Clearly, I haven't had a chance to speak with Chalice, but Chalice has my full support, right, in what we're trying to do. And listen, when you have to bring in, Major League Soccer teams, it's always going to be difficult, but by all accounts, we went for it. And that is our brand promise. That is what we've guaranteed to fans, and that's what we're going to do. This goes back to it's a marathon, not a sprint. This is a long run, and we are 100% committed to the style, 100% committed to what we can build for the city, 100% committed to what this is going to be long term. And tonight does nothing to deter us on that. In fact, it only builds it to see 10,000 people show up for a team that they've never seen before.
Did you get a chance to walk around concourse area and kind of take the pulse of the fans tonight?
Very much so, yes. In fact, I didn't watch a lot of the game because of that very reason. And it goes back to what I was just saying, right? There was an excitement. This is different, right? This is nothing against UNLV or Golden Knights or 51s or anything of that sort. This is a different fan experience. There was a different diversity to the crowd. There was a different price point to the crowd. There was a different feeling to the crowd, right? And I've got a whole list of things that we want to do to improve our game presentation and our fan experience and pre and post game. But overall, it's an A-plus night, right? We're incredibly proud of what we built in 6 months, but we're just getting started. I think that's the takeaway here. We're just getting started.
And did anything surprise you tonight?
How windy it can get, and how much a baseball warning track how much the dirt on a baseball warning track can blow on a windy day. That was the biggest surprise of the night. So we'll have to learn to wet those down a little bit more moving forward.
And did you expect there to be over 10,000?
I did. This is my honest to God belief. My honest to God belief is that we can sell out every game, and I still believe that. And I believe that as we continue to build this is only going to get stronger.
And what's your biggest takeaway from tonight?
Biggest takeaway is that for a team that's never played a game, to get 10,000 people to show up and have a great time. I don't think, despite the score, I don't think anyone's going home tonight thinking it's not a good time. And as the weather improves, as the and the beer gets colder, et cetera, everyone's just going to have a better time, right? And as we continue to get, again, we're in preseason as well. Everything is going to continue to improve. And if this is our baseline, I'm incredibly bullish on the project, just as I was 6 months ago when we entered the agreement with the city.
Tailgating, that's an every game thing.
100% underwritten by Zappos. They are fantastic partners, and they like to have fun. They like to have parties. They like to do things differently. And so I don't think there's a lot of other tailgates that bring live llamas.
Zappos
Those were
llama?
Zappos
Okay.
llamas. Yes.
I was wondering.
Yes,
man.
there were
Two
two
of them
llamas.
tied to a tree. I was
Two
like,
llamas.
yes. Awesome.
Not to tease too much. Those may be out on the field by the end of the year,
All
right?
right, let's
Just
go.
And
just
the
to let you
Llamas
know.
will be here every game.
We're working on it. We want to. We have to see how it went today. So I haven't gotten the full report on how the double llama.
People were loving them when I was watching.
But the Motley Brews and the beer festival and the music, right? I mean, that's one of the
And
things.
the food trucks.
And the food trucks, and we were just talking with Centerplate of how do we improve that. We're talking on the music. We've got to get better speakers out there. We've got to combine it and make the parking lot bigger. So there's a lot of things behind the scenes, right? That's why if we can get 10,000 now on a cold night, what can we do when we actually get everything rocking and rolling?